Hey guys, welcome to video number 4 of Jessica's signs here. Alright, so I need to give you a little bit of a background so you can understand my most recent sign from God. I have been single for the past 2 years, and the reason being for that is because I'm trying to avoid any drama that gets brought into my life because I have had kind of not a lot of luck in my past relationships. They all kind of really fell through with like faithfulness and trust and stuff. And basically, I've kind of had the crappy end of these relationships. So, all right, there was this guy that I was dating. Before I was dating him, he was like my best friend. We'd hang out all the time, talk all the time. He basically always understood anything that I was going through, and he would always give me just like the best advice. So we were good friends. We ended up getting into a relationship. We were dating for a little bit over a year. And then with everything with social media and Facebook and getting caught up, in the wrong side of things, I basically had found out that he wasn't being faithful to me in things that I really won't get into on here in case he ever sees this video. So, with that being said, we ended up breaking up. I was going through a really hard time with this because, like I said, he was my best friend. He totally understood me on everything. I cared about the kid a lot. I thought he had cared about me a lot. It was just kind of crappy. So, basically, what ended up happening was I ended up going to church this one day. And now, my daughter, she was like 3 at the time. So, we're sitting in church. We have a Chinese priest. I couldn't really understand him. So now she's sitting next to me and I'm sitting here, and in my head and in my heart I'm basically saying to God, I don't understand why this is happening because I thought that this was a great relationship. Why did this happen, So I'm saying this in my head for God to help me. And guys, no joke, at this moment my daughter stands up and she turns to me and she says, Mommy, you need to give up on, and then she said his name. I'm not going to put his name out there because I don't want to, start anything if he ever comes across this video, which, in case he does, you already know how I feel on it. We'll get into that then. And, okay. So she tells me that I need to give up on him. And I said, what? I said, who told you that? And she goes and she's playing with the little prayer book that's there. And in my head, I start saying to God, like, is this you that's talking to me through my daughter? Forgive me, but this is just crazy. Please let me know if this is you, And at this moment, my 3-year-old daughter stands up and turns to me, puts both of her hands up in the air, and she goes, thank God for little girls. And wow, I just start crying. I become so emotional because it's such a strong coincidence. I really want to take away the word coincidence and just say blessing from now on because there is no such thing as coincidences. God is talking to us. He's making his way through to us. We need to listen. So, okay, I am human. We are all human. We make mistakes. We get clouded. We go in the wrong directions. So I knew at this moment, God is telling me that I need to give up on him. I need to walk away from him. And guys, I didn't do that. I ended up, after a little while, hanging out with this kid again, end up, becoming friends again. And what happened because of it, I don't want to say because of him. I'm just saying because of the path that I chose. I started to get clouded. I started to stop going to, I stopped going to church. I stopped praying. I don't know why. It was just, I started getting caught up in the world around me and other things. So I wasn't as religious and spiritual, thanking God, more so like I used to. So, okay, so me and him are hanging out. And now I always knew in the back of my head that God was telling me it's okay, to get away from this kid, but I didn't want to. He was my friend, and it hurt. I forgave him for what he did to me. We became friends. We're hanging out. All right, so now, guys, today's date is what? Today is April 6th. This took me a couple days to upload this video because I was a little up in the air uploading it because I really didn't want him to come across this, but it is what it is. He already knows. Okay. So this was April 1st, or April Fool's Day, as some of you may call it. We're hanging out, and he leaves, and I end up just saying this prayer because sometimes the things that he would say didn't really make sense, and they were kind of getting to me. As an example, we would hang out, and he basically said to me that he would sell his soul to the devil if he could have a crazy superpower where he could do anything in the world. And I basically said to him, so you're basically telling me you would sell your soul to the devil if you could be a form of God, because God can do anything. And he looks at me and he says, yeah, Jess, he's like, I guess I'm saying that. That's my reaction. What are you saying? I don't even want to say that out loud about selling your soul to the devil, because that is crazy. Nobody wants to do that. Why are you saying this to me? I just didn't understand it at the point. He's laughing at me, thinks it's this crazy big joke. So now, it brings back all these memories to me about, what I was feeling like God was giving me these signs to, leave him alone. So he leaves. I basically get down in prayer, and I'm saying to God, why is he in my life? I feel like maybe, I'm supposed to talk to him and help him through to, find God and basically pray and stuff. Or God, if this isn't something that I'm meant to do, forgive me. Please give me a current sign, on what I need to do. Do I help him, or do I just let it go? So, I'm talking to God about all this stuff, and basically in the prayer, I say to God, I feel like I get into these funks. Now, if you don't know me, that's my word. I love the word funk. So, I say I get into these funks, and I feel like him as a friend, he honestly helps me out. And so I'm asking God, please just give me a sign, let me know what to do. That was April 1st. Now, guys, to get into it, April 2nd, his birthday was just the weekend before this. He refused for me to get him for anything for him. And whatever. So April 2nd, we're talking about having a casual drink, for him to come over and have a casual drink. Now, guys, I'm 26 years old. I'm human. I like to have a casual drink, hang out, have a good time. So he basically says to me, oh, Jess, I didn't get a chance to go to the store to stop and get a bottle. And I said, you know what? Don't worry about it. I didn't get you anything for your birthday. How perfect is this that I could just go and get a bottle, birthday bottle, over and done. So April 2nd, guys, he comes to my house. I have the bottle. We make a mixed drink. We're playing Wii, and, we're having a good time. And he ends up getting up to go use my bathroom. And, guys, I can't even explain it. When you just get a thought in your head and you follow that thought. So I get up and I go to get my lighter so I could light the candles in the living room and stuff. I don't know why I had this thought. I mean, we're already hanging out. Why am I going to light the candles? So I get up and I go to get my lighter in the kitchen. And as I'm walking back, his bag catches my attention because it's sitting there on my chair. Right over there. My chair. Just sitting there. And what catches my attention the most about this bag is that he had a bottle hanging out of it. So now I'm thinking, don't even tell me this kid lied to me and said, he wanted me to get a bottle. I don't know. I had this crazy thought process going on that he's lying to me. So, guys, I promise you this, I didn't go through the bag. I went and I took my finger and I lifted it up a little bit because I wanted to see if it was a full bottle or if it was an empty bottle or what. And oh my gosh, what caught my attention at that moment was I took a picture of it. I have to show you guys because then I heard the toilet flush and he was coming out. I kind of freaked out. I didn't want him to think that I was going through his stuff because I'm not that type of person. I'm not going to go through somebody's belongings. But what had caught my attention was he had his wallet open, and in it said my last name. Now, around it, you could see the blue bag, and then you could see the brown bag that the bottle was in. Now, wait when we zoom in here. Whoops. Okay, it says Walsh. This is so hard to do backwards. Guys, can you take a look in the top right corner, right there, what the date is? It says April 3rd. Okay? Now, before I had noticed, well, I saw my name, the last name Walsh on there. I didn't see the date. I just quick took a picture of this because I wanted to look at it later after he left. I didn't want to say anything to him. I just wanted to let it go. So, okay, so he ends up leaving. I go into my room and I pull up this picture and I'm looking at it. And it says Walsh, April 3rd. Now, when I'm looking at this, it's already well after midnight. So, we're hanging out April 2nd, well after midnight. Obviously, guys, it turns to April 3rd. You're not a rocket scientist for that. So my heart instantly starts racing because I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like April 3rd, today is April 3rd. And then I'm like, God, is this my sign? So I just calm myself down for a minute and I pray to God. Now, guys, the number one thing that you're supposed to do is if you pray to God for a sign, you do receive a sign, you need to get back into prayer and ask God to explain the sign to you. Because in the Bible, I'm not too sure exactly what the verse is, but I know it's in there. Basically says that if God is going to send somebody a sign, he's going to make sure that we will be explained this sign as well. So, okay. So I'm saying, God, please explain this sign to me if this is, what it really is. So when I'm looking into this, it says Walsh, April 3rd, and then underneath it said Stabler Arena. So all I do is I open my phone here, my handy-dandy smartphone, and I go into Google, and I type in Walsh, April 3rd, Stabler Arena. And what comes up is this guy, Joe Walsh. And for those of you who don't know him, I had no idea who he was. He is like a guitarist and a musician. And when it came up, it said that he played at Stabler Arena on April 3rd, 2 years ago. Okay? So as I clicked the link to find out, it said underneath all about joewalsh.com or whatever, his hit songs. And now as I'm reading this, they just all speak to me, okay? All the hit songs. It says funk. Hello, I always say I'm in a funk. I'm telling God I get in these funks. The first thing that catches my attention. Funk number 49. Walk Away. Life's Been Good. Ordinary Average Guy. The Long Run. Eagles Live. Hell Freezes Over. If that's not weird, I don't know what else is. Funk number 49, Walk Away, Life's Been Good, Ordinary Average Guy, The Long Run, Eagles Live, Hell Freezes Over. So I'm reading this, and I'm practically in like hysterics right now because this sign is like really relating something to me. Now, number one, guys, if I ever have any dreams that it involves, a number or something, I'm real big on going online to look up the spiritual meaning behind the number. So this whole funk number 49, I go onto Google and I type in the spiritual meaning of number 49, and what comes up completely blew my mind. The first link that I click on is all about number 49 being an angel number. So I'm going to kind of read this to you exactly what it says here about the number 49. It says it's comprised of the vibrations of the number 4 and number 9. Number 4 contributes the values of worthiness, endurance, dignity, and trust, working steadily towards achieving success, practicality, and determination, and our passion and drive in life. Number 9 carries the attributes of endings and conclusions, inner strength and inner wisdom, the universal spiritual laws, leading by positive example, karma, spiritual enlightenment and awakening, light working, and your divine life purpose and soul mission. Now there's just a tad bit more that I want to read here. Angel number 49 is a message from your angels that a project or cycle is ending and you are asked to look to your achievements and successes. Take the lessons from the experiences and use them to your future advantage. Finish off anything left undone. Angel number 49 is a message that your angels are with you as you step through a new door of opportunity. As with all endings, it is the beginning of something new, and as one door closes, another one opens. Your angels ask that you focus on your goals and aspirations and ask them for assistance along the way. Okay, so guys, what I'm getting from this is it's telling me that I need to focus on my goals and my purpose in life. Now, for those who don't know me, we're in April. I just started college in January. I was trying to go for physical therapy. The day before my classes started, everything had fallen apart. I ended up having to change all my classes around, and now I'm only taking 2 classes that are just general English and sociology. This whole time I'm freaking out because I don't know what it is that I am meant to be doing, and I don't have any focus on it anymore. I feel like I'm failing, not failing in college, but just failing in life of something that I wanted to do and it just fell apart. So this is really telling me that I need to just walk away and focus on my success here, okay? So now, as I'm relaying this message to my best friend, she's another Jess as well, and I'm reading it to her and she's like, wow, she's like, that is really weird. She goes, but Jess, what is the part eagles live and hell freezes over me? What is the symbolic meaning of the eagle or the spiritual meaning? I say, you know what, Jess, that's a good question. So I go on here, I look it up. Basically, I just type in the spiritual meaning of an eagle. And what comes up, guys, is something else crazy, okay? Eagle brings the gifts of freedom, mission, and timing. It brings the energies of victory and the great spirit, and manifestation and visionary. The majestic eagle animal is a symbolic of being a supreme visionary. Possessing the gift of exceptional vision, he is the master of timing and accuracy. Eagle brings the essence of expanding your spirit, flying high and free. When an eagle spirit animal appears in your life, you are being asked, if not challenged, to go deeper into your spiritual quest. Eagle's symbolic meaning is challenging you to take your idea and bring it into reality, just as an eagle can spot its prey from a very far distance and uses its ability to remain completely on its mission. You must take action on your visions. This is your greatest destiny. Okay, guys. Now, after reading all of this stuff, funk number 49, walk away, life's been good, ordinary average guy, the long run, eagles live, hell freezes over. We all know about Judgment Day. We all know that Jesus Christ is supposed to be coming back to this earth and shaking everything up, basically coming to judge the living and the dead. And when he comes back, it is what it is. That's what's going to happen, okay? So now, after I'm getting like all these signs, I was kind of curious to anybody else in this world that gets signs like I do. So I simply went online and I typed in, my signs from God, anybody else that's basically putting blogs out there or posts about signs that they get, because I think this is awesome. And what I came across, the first video was on YouTube. This girl, Rachel, you guys have to look her up. She's in my subscriptions. She's got a couple of numbers after her last name. The first video that I came across was Rachel, and she has these dreams about the end of the world. And in this one dream, she's explaining how she's sitting out in the grass and she's holding her son, and all of a sudden that the earth starts shaking like crazy. And she says that she looks to her left, and the only thing that comes at her is an eagle. And behind this eagle is a voice telling her that he is going to shake up the earth to tell people that it is going to be too late to repent. And then she's like seeing people falling in fire and, just being torn apart by crazy creatures and being so fearful in this moment. Guys, eagles live, hell freezes over. I don't know if that's meant to be my sign that I'm getting these so-called signs or these visions that I'm meant to be putting my experiences, my spiritual and personal experiences out there for you to hear that we just need to ask God for a sign and He will be there for us. I mean, guys, like I said earlier, I'm human. I make mistakes. I stray off my path. But the cool thing about God is when you are truly sorry and you go back and ask Him for forgiveness, or you repent or go to confession. I'm Catholic. That's what I believe. Go to confession. He's going to be there for us, guys. He's never going to give up on us. He always goes to the people that are in doubt the most. So, for those of you who doubt Him, Ask him for a sign. And once you do get your sign, it's not going to be immediate. And you can't be searching, okay, where's my sign? Where's my sign? Let me find it. Let me find it. It doesn't happen like that. He's going to catch you off guard to the point where it's going to totally blow your mind. All right. So my ending and my conclusion on all of this is, for a long time, with this whole thing with this kid in my life and, feeling this way, I said to God, I said, this is going to be something so hard for me to officially cut him off from times that we're hanging out almost every single night. How am I just going to cut him off without it being me coming across as being a B? Excuse my French, but a B. You know what I mean? Like, it's just messed up. So that day, that April 3rd, and that's another thing, is I find this ticket April 3rd, and it happened 2 years prior to this. There's 365 days a year, and I find it on April 3rd. Woo, blows my mind. So, this day, April 3rd, I'm laying in bed next to my daughter. It's in the afternoon. I'm kind of like dozing off into a nap. And I start having this dream that something is like lodged in my throat. And I'm going, and I'm like trying to cough it up, and it's a straw. Weird, I know, a straw. Then I feel it again, and I'm trying so hard to cough it up. I cough it up again, and as I cough it up, this sense that's in my dream is telling me this is the last straw. This is the last straw. Okay. I wake up completely freaked out about it. I basically tell God, like, hey, forgive me. I need to sit down with this kid and I need to tell him. He always knew, my signs, and he always thought it was so cool. So I feel like I need to come out and tell him the truth, that what my sign is telling me. So he comes over. I'm basically, really upset because this is heartbreaking to me. I wanted to be the one to save him. I wanted to help him find God in his life. But obviously, that's not part of my divine life purpose. It's not part of my life to do that. Whatever he's going to do in life is going to be on a different path than mine. So, okay, I sit him down. I didn't tell him I took this picture. I just basically say I saw it and it caught my attention. And I say to him, I'm like, where did you get this ticket that has my last name on it? And he basically says to me, Jess, it was the weirdest thing. He said a year and a half ago that he was leaving his job and he just saw it laying on the ground. And because it had my last name and because he cared about me and loved me, he just kept it. Now, what are the odds of that? Coming across that randomly on his path, putting it in his wallet, holding on to it, and then here a year and a half later, I come across it on April 3rd, the day of April 3rd, that I asked God for a sign, and boom, baby, there it is telling me to walk away. He's an ordinary, average guy. Think about the long run. Eagles live and hell freezes over. I'm not saying he's evil. I'm not saying that judging him as a person that he's going to go the wrong way. I just think that it's just completely crazy. I can't explain what this whole point of me having to walk away from him is because I just don't know. So basically, he ends up leaving my house. I'm crying. I could tell he's upset. We basically say, okay, friends come and go. This really sucks, but he accepts me as who I am. He understands that whatever's going on in my life, I need to focus on my college and my goals in life and stuff, and basically whatever. So it really stinks. Okay, I'm going through a hard time. I haven't been going to church. So now, today is, like I said, April 6th. So this was 3 days ago. Today is Sunday. I woke up this morning and I said, you know what? I said, I'm going to get back into it. I'm going to go back to church because I really feel, and yesterday I went to confession because with this whole end of the world thing, I don't want to die and go to hell. And I'm sure there's a million other people out there that do not want to die and go to hell and think about burning and torturing for the rest of eternity because eternity just continues to go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. So I go to confession. I felt like $1,000,000 yesterday. I said, you know what? I'm going to wake up this morning, meaning today, Sunday, and I'm really going to get my butt in gear and I'm going to go to church. So I go to church. I receive the Eucharist. I feel good. I'm leaving. As I'm leaving, I end up doing like a wrong turn out because there's so much traffic. I'm driving around, had to do a U-turn to come back in front of the church. It's a little crazy, I know. Then there was a car pulling out, and I just kind of slowed down. I said, you know what? I'm letting the guy go in front of me. And as the cars go, the light turns red. So here I am. I'm the first one at the red light. And as I'm sitting there, what comes right in front of my car but a white butterfly? And it's just fluttering, fluttering, fluttering. And I'm thinking in my head, oh my gosh, like this is so cool. It's the first butterfly of spring of 2014 that I'm seeing. And here as this butterfly is just gliding, it comes right next to my window and just flutters and lands right down next to me. So what did I do? Pull out my handy dandy smartphone and I take a picture of it and I just feel awesome. And, you know, I come back to my house and I end up talking to my best friend and she's telling me about, you know, how she hears the spiritual meaning of butterflies being either your loved ones or your angels and all this stuff. So I basically go on the handy dandy smartphone, I type in the spiritual meaning of a white butterfly because this butterfly was white. And it's basically just all these people, you know, telling you that it's a transformation, a new rebirth in your life, a new beginning. Guys, it is the little signs that lead us along our ways. I can't even explain to you the happiness and the peace that I felt inside, feeling like I just let a major part of my life go that isn't really going to better me, might be straying me in the wrong direction. But here I am. I'm repenting to God. I'm telling Him that I'm sorry. I'm coming back to church. I'm leaving church. And the first butterfly that I see is this little cute white butterfly, and it just lands right next to me. And you know, just the symbolic meaning behind it. Guys, I'm telling you, I urge you, go in prayer. Ask God. If you are a skeptic, ask Him, please, God, give me a sign, something that's going to knock me off my feet, something that I'm going to know is you getting my attention. And guys, you won't be disappointed. You really won't, because God's going to come through and He's going to, once you seek Him, He will find you. And it's the best feeling in the world. So from this day forward, I said a prayer to God. I don't want to get lost off my path again. I don't want to go down the wrong track. I don't want to suffer in the long run. You know, I want to find my purpose in life, and I feel like I'm getting these signs in this spiritual experience so I could put it out there for other people that are having trouble, you know, going through stuff in life. Find God. He's going to help you. And I really, really hope, guys, that you can understand and you could see, you know, what my life's been about and the cool little signs that are coming my way that are from God. I really urge you guys, go out, ask God for a sign, ask Him to help explain the sign to you, and then in the long run, don't forget to thank God. He's the greatest good in this world, and we all want hope that we're going to go on to somewhere better. So this video has been long enough. Sorry for making you guys sit through this, but I really hope I reached out to you. I motivated you to do a little extra homework and prayer, and I want to hear feedback from you. I want to hear if anybody else had any other spiritual experiences, any signs from God. Please, I want to hear your feedback. And for those of you that are going to sit here and bash me and tell me that my wheels are going on the crazy train, sorry, I'm not going to have a response to you because it's not worth my time. I don't have to explain myself to anybody. I'm putting myself out there to explain to you guys what's going on in my life. A life of tragedy, turning trials into triumph, finding God, being at peace for all that I went through. Okay? And I really hope that I touched some of you guys. I really got through to you. And let's go. Keep the feedback coming. I want to hear from you. And all I can say as of right now is come check back on my channel because I want to be posting a video about another sign that God had given me through my aunt's death and their passing. And if I come across any other signs, I'm going to put them out there for you guys. I really hope that I could maybe help you along your journey. And take care, guys. God bless.